Hello again YouTube. Today, or well for this video, it'll probably take me a couple of days, I'm revisiting the knife making series and featuring a knife, because I've got to make a few stock knives, but featuring a knife that one of my viewers sent me some pictures of that he'd made, and wanted to see a video of that being made. So I've got the drawing of it there, and a cutout. Is the one I'm making is not quite to scale of the drawing, mainly because of the fact I need to work it in with some of the steel that I've got left over, because it's not a specific order as such to make for anyone. So I'm going to do that and show you a few of the steps. Now these orders haven't got to be handled, so I won't be doing a handling video with this lot, but I'll probably do one in the future again, like attaching the handles, pins, liners, shaping them and things like that. Right, so getting on with it. First thing we need to do is mark out the templates onto the steel, 3 bits of steel over 6 knives. I normally use a Sharpie pen because they'll write on pretty much anything, but I can't find any of mine at the moment, so I'm using a Pentel one. As long as it's got a fairly narrow point, it should be okay. This one should be fine for now. This is only the rough sort of shaping, because we're going to cut them out roughly with a grinder, well, an angle cut, disc cutter and an angle grinder. So I shall get on with those. Join you again once I've marked them out. Okay, now those are marked out roughly. Not sure if you can see that on there. Should be able to. I've just got to cut them out now. I've got to, because of the sort of design of these ones, I'll have to be very extra special careful around this bit here to cut that out. Luckily the thickness of the line is getting taken off of the design when I finally cut it out, so there's not going to be any black line left. That will bring it down to the same size as the template then. So on to cutting those out, and as I say, basically angle grinder. With this I'm just going to cut straight across there and then tidy the rest up after it's in, when they're in their individual bits, but I'm going to cut all of them in half first to make a start. And I'll do that and get back to you in a moment. Well, the light's fading fast here, but that's them. Wobbled camera. That's those 6 roughly cut out. As you can see, that's still got quite a ways to go yet. But as I say, I'm running out of light now, and it's starting to get rather chilly, so I shall carry on in the next video, hopefully tomorrow if I get a chance, and finish shaping them up. I'll make a note as well while I'm here. While you're cutting them out, if you're clamping them in a vise, clamp them between 2 pieces of wood. It stops the blade sliding around while you're putting pressure on it while you're cutting it. But I think that's about it. Yeah, so I'll join you in the next video when I get onto shaping them. Okay, see you later. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Now what I'm going to do is use my belt grinder to shape the blades, sort of bring them down to the lines that are marked on there. Don't want to put it on top of oak. That's another tip while you're here. This is a block of oak, and if you put steel on top of oak, sometimes if it's there for, I don't know, at least a couple of days, I mean it probably less actually, the tannins in the oak will start eroding away and eating into the steel, so which will leave nasty black pit marks on your steel, so best to avoid that. Right, so back to this. I'm going to be using quite a coarse belt on this. I think it's a 36 grit, this one, just because it's only rough shaping at the moment. Well, I say rough, it's the next stage down in shaping. Safety specs as well, because you don't want bits of steel flying away. You probably can't see it in the camera, but underneath here I have a bucket of water, basically just to catch all the sparks and that fly off down, and particles of metal. Stops them flying around in the atmosphere quite as much. Try and see the direction, so you can use these in both directions, these belts, but I like to try and keep it the same way if I can all the time. I'll run it around just to make sure it's all running okay. I'll also be using a light so I can see what I'm doing. You should be able to see down here, yeah. And what I'm going to be doing with these blades is having them sideways like this, just grind it down until I get just past the black line, so on the blade side of the line, working around. And to do the inside curves, I use the inside, well, the edge of the belt, sort of push it in at this sort of angle. See if I can zoom in a bit. I'm not sure if you can see that with the light there. It's alright, the screen on this camera is a bit broken, so I can't see quite exactly how you're seeing the pictures. Might be able to do that, but on this, where are they? See if we can focus. On the line that goes on the inside there, I use the edge of the belt and push it in from the line, and the same on the opposite side as well. But it's pretty hard to sort of show you what I mean without actually doing it, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see while I'm doing it. Actually, I can try and zoom in a bit more just to give you a better chance. Right, that's where the belt is. Right, obviously this is going to be pretty noisy because this machine running around all these wheels is make quite a noise, so I'll have to sort of put some music over the top of the video, or mute it at least, or bring it right down. Using some ear defenders as well, because in a built-up area you don't want to damage your hearing too much. Loud noises, especially low pressure noises, sort of low frequency noises, can affect your hearing quite badly. There's lots of little hairs inside your ear canal, I suppose, and each wave of noise flattens those out, and there's no way of sort of rectifying that problem once you've got it. So always best to avoid it if you can. Right, now I'm going to fire this up, and probably have to adjust the tracking a little tiny bit, and then start grinding. So I'll show you what's happening. Might speed up the camera as well, or speed up the footage rather, because otherwise it's pretty boring just doing this. So okay. And that's the first one shaped. The first blade is shaped. As you can see, it's got its nice knife shape at the moment, but it'll be scratched on the bottom where it's been rubbing on this. But I'll grind that down. Well, not grind, but use a belt sander. Probably not that one, I'll probably use a smaller one. But when you're grinding with the blade horizontal on a vertical belt, you will get the lines, not sure if you can see that, the lines going across the width. So what we need to do when we've done this is run it on either the belt grinder or on inverted belt sander with a finer disc than this, because that's probably a bit too coarse for that sort of thing, and then run it on there, and it helps smooth it all out. And on the insides you need a sort of radius to work on all the way around there to there, and the blade is pretty simple as well. Start there, draw back. So but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the small belt sander for that, like the 3-inch wide ones like you use for woodworking, but with a finer grip belt. But I'm going to do the other ones, shape the other ones like this before I go into that, so I can get all the stages done as I'm doing it. So yeah, so that's basically how it will turn out from shaping it with a grinder, and then, as I say, we'll move on to the next stages. Okay, see you in the next part.